the chat option. And Rachel, if you want to keep checking the chats and if somebody asks a question, that would be fantastic. I appreciate that. Okay, so today we're going to talk about mindfulness. So just before we do that, I want to do just a little bit of housekeeping about who I am. So my name is Natalie Rector, and I am something known as a community education coordinator. Normally, I work through Zone 7, so the Northumberland County Horizon Zone, okay? That being said, we are living through a pandemic. So now I work provincially. So CMHA was first founded in 1918, and that's who I work for. So they've been around for over 100 years. They are a nationwide leader and champion for mental health. So, and we like to provide skills to help people build resources and resilience and support and recovery. So we have 18 locations provincially. Our head office is in Fredericton. We have a large office in Moncton and one in St. John. Throughout the province, there's 11 of us community education coordinators, so you cannot escape us even if you try. We are out there. We have a peer support program, and we have employment programs in Charlotte County, working stronger together. So, struggling with personal issues. You know, sometimes in life, we all struggle with personal issues. Stuff comes flying at us at a speed faster than the sound of light sometimes, and we struggle. So it's like attempting to get out of a Chinese finger trap. So you see the picture there, and you have your finger in each end, and when you pull your fingers, what happens? That old trap just gets tighter on each end, and you're not going to get out, right? So the Chinese finger trap provides clients with an experiential analogy of negative consequences of struggling in personal problems. The harder we try, sometimes the tighter it feels. Because when we don't have the skills to figure out how to get out of something, it makes it that much more difficult. So the practice of mindfulness, which is what we're going to be talking about, is a way to take our minds off of the things that are troubling us and into our present reality. And when we do that, that finger trap loosens and we can easily remove one finger at a time. So let me see if I can move this because I'm having trouble reading my own screen. Oh, there, that's a better spot. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is deliberately paying attention without judgments to what is happening or surrounding us at the present time. So keywords about mindfulness is attention, awareness, present time, non-judgment, acceptance, compassion, and kindness. They're mindful changes. So people have been practicing mindfulness for many years. It has become very popular amongst teachers and has been used in psychological therapies, leaderships, as well as wellness, and relationships in the workplace. Years ago, and we're all women in this group right now, right? Remember when you go to the hospital to have a baby, and the nurses or the doctor would have you focus on one thing on the wall. Just pay attention to that one thing. That, in essence, was mindfulness. Now, we didn't know it was called mindfulness. It was just focusing on one thing and not necessarily on the pain that our body was going through. That's a small piece of what mindfulness is. So mindfulness needs to be a daily practice to become a habit or second nature. It requires a commitment. So in general, anxiety is a normal reaction to stress. In fact, it can be a good thing. So anxiety motivates you to accomplish your assignments, your tasks, your goals, and can warn you when you're in a dangerous situation. It informs you to be extra vigilant about your environment. An anxiety disorder, however, involves intense and excessive anxiety along with other debilitating symptoms. Now, mindfulness is a key ingredient in helping to deal with your anxiety disorder or any anxiety that comes your way. The question to ask yourself is, am I okay right in this moment? And we are. We're okay right in that moment. Keep missing the screen. So mindfulness or meditation. So mindfulness and meditation and mindfulness meditation and mindfulness meditation share some similarities, but they're not the same. While meditation refers to a practice where you are stationary, mindfulness is a broad term that refers to attention, awareness, present time, and openness. So when we combine the two, we're taking a moment to quiet ourselves and focus on the moment. Instead of just emptying our minds, we're focusing on that moment, our very surroundings, everything that's, I'm a hand talker, I'm absolutely sorry. You're going to see hands flying across the screen, but that's okay, right? So research also shows that mindfulness is helpful in different fields like academic, mental, and behavioral health, as well as social behavior. So in your academic field, it increases cognitive performance, engagement, and school self-concept. It improves attention. It decreases anxiety. So mental and behavioral health reduce stress levels, emotional overexcitement, and symptoms of depression. It decreases self-harm, and it increases emotional well-being and self-compassion. In social behavior, there's a better response to difficult social situations. Have any of us ever been in a difficult social situation? Yeah, we all have, haven't we? That's a natural part of life. You walk into some place you're unfamiliar with and it's like, ooh. But mindfulness can be a huge benefactor in a situation like that. And it increases compassionate responses to others. Okay? So how can mindfulness benefit youth? Research shows that mindfulness increases children's or students' ability to cope with stressful or traumatic experiences. Now, Rachel, you're just finishing school, right? Mm-hmm. There weren't any stressful or traumatic experiences in school though, right?
I mean,
maybe a little. Furthermore, thinking mindfully helps youth consider other options than bullying or ways to react to it. Thinking about appropriate reaction and considering others' perspectives. So mindfulness takes us, in a perfect world, out of that stressful situation and able to focus on just our surroundings, okay? So genetic predisposition is one of, if your parents have anxiety, there's a higher chance of you or your sibling may develop it. So just because mom has anxiety does not mean that I am going to have anxiety, But what it does mean is it increases my likelihood of developing anxiety. So if both mom and dad have anxiety, again, it's not, a foregone conclusion that I am going to have anxiety, but it does increase my likelihood yet again. We all have situational stress. Maybe it's job related, maybe it's school related, maybe it's relationship related, but we all have situational stress. We have psychological stress. We have traumatic experience, biological changes, and stuff like menopause, hormonal changes, being pregnant. Those are all things that create biological changes and can induce anxiety in somebody. So sometimes anxiety disorders are triggered by a specific event or stressful life experiences. Things like COVID-19. That can be very anxiety inducing when we focus too much on it. Especially in the beginning, we're all glued to every piece of news that's coming down the turnpike about COVID-19. What's going on? What's happening? How's this going to affect me? I can't leave my house. Oh my goodness, I got to wear a mask. All of these things are anxiety inducing. So how do we exercise mindfulness to lessen the anxiety and enable us to get on and do what it is we need to do? So the impacts of mindfulness on behaviors. The stimulus response reaction with and without mindfulness is different. So mindfulness teaches us how to respond depending on the context, while without it, we simply react automatically, which can sometimes be a bad thing. For example, if someone gets on your nerves, you might get physical with them, might lash out at them. While if you practice mindfulness, you might instead decide to go away or ignore the person, okay? Without mindfulness, we tend to be very reactionary. With mindfulness, we have the option to utilize action as opposed to reaction. It's annoying me, yeah, I'm just going to get rid of them, or it's annoying me, I'm going to leave. Big difference. So, types of mindfulness-based behavior therapies. So mindfulness-based behavioral therapies are all linked to the mindfulness-based stress reduction therapy. So mindfulness-based cognitive therapy for children, mindfulness-based relapse prevention for people recovering from addictions, mindfulness sport performance enhancement, which addresses physical and psychological aspects of sports, and mindfulness-based cognitive behavioral therapy for our relapse of depression in clients who have recovered from major depressive disorder. Do you all know what cognitive behavioral therapy is? Yeah, so cognitive behavioral therapy really is changing our thinking. It changes the way in which we view ourselves I like to call it baseline positive thinking about ourselves. It involves a little bit more than that, but it really is just changing the way we view ourselves. Instead of saying something like, oh my word, how can I be so stupid? We say things like, oh, next time I'm going to try something else. Because we can only call ourselves stupid so many times before we start to believe maybe we're stupid. That's nutshell. So the benefits of mindfulness. Mindfulness practice has 12 well-studied benefits. So number one, mindfulness is good for bodies. For immune the immune system gets better at fighting illnesses. Wow, that's a good benefit of mindfulness, isn't it? Our immune system gets better at fighting illnesses. Sign me up for that one. That's a good one. Mindfulness is good for minds. So positive emotions are increased and negative emotions and stress are reduced. Well, that sounds like a pretty good benefit, doesn't it? Yes?
Yep.
Head nodding is really good. Yeah, great. See, I can read a room when I'm in the room. This is so different. So mindfulness changes our brains. So the density of gray matter in regions linked to learning, memory, emotions, and empathy are increased. Wow. I can actually change my brain. That doesn't seem like a bad thing. So mindfulness helps us focus. Memory and attention are enhanced, while distractions are more manageable. Also, the opportunity for choices is more often recognized. Do y'all realize that every single thing that we do in this life, I got 4 mores.
Yep.
Oh, we got 4 chats going on.
Someone new is joining.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. They were just our, yeah, the chat works. We're good. Okay, so yeah, everything in this lifetime requires a choice. Yes, I will, or no, I won't. We can only say maybe for so long before the decision is made for us as to a yes or no. Can you all agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I mean, it's as simple as morning comes, do I get up in the morning or do I not? Do I get dressed or do I not? Do I eat breakfast or do I not? Do I go to work or do I not? Do I stop at the stop sign or do I not? A lot of people choose not. Yeah, that was supposed to be funny.
Forgot. You should give us cues, Natalie.
And no, my reaction thing doesn't give me a smile. But everything in this life requires a choice. So if we're practicing mindfulness that helps us focus, and the opportunity of choices is more often recognized, how many things can we do differently each and every day? So mindfulness nurtures altruism and compassion. People are more prone to help others, to understand others' sorrow, to regulate their emotions, and to improve self-compassion. Oh, now that's an interesting word right there. Self-compassion. Do we all know what self-compassion is? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's really easy to have compassion for somebody else, right?
Yep.
But to have compassion for ourselves, now we're talking a different animal right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how important it is to have compassion for yourself? You ever hear the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup? Well, I'm here to tell you a little truth. Are you ready?
Yep.
You can't pour from an empty cup. You gotta keep your cup full so that you can share with others. So number 6, mindfulness boosts relationships. Oh, that can't be bad. Couples become pleased with their relationship, and individuals are more positive and calm. They're compliant, closer to each other, and are better at recognizing limits. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have limits. You?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So mindfulness is good for parents and parents to be. Pregnancy-related anxiety, stress, and depression are more manageable in expectant parents. As for parents, they are more content of their relationship with their kids, while those who, all the while maintaining better social skills. Any of you still have teenagers at home? Rachel, you're just past teenagerhood.
I'm 22.
She's 19.
You're 22. Yeah, that's old. Like, whoa, old. But how easy was it to relate to your teenagers? They talk a different language.
Yep.
And they honestly don't think their parents are very bright. It's okay, they get older and then parents become genius. But that's another story for another time. So mindfulness helps schools. Students' behavior issues and aggressions are decreased. They're happier and better able to concentrate. As for teachers, their blood pressure is lowered and they have greater compassion and empathy levels. They're more positive and have less symptoms of depression. It's easy to be a teacher.
No.
No. You think it's hard to be a parent?
Yep.
Teachers have no say. So if mindfulness can help with that, I'm thinking mindfulness is a good thing. What are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
So mindfulness helps healthcare professionals. It helps you handle stress. They connect better with their clients. They reduce negative emotions and anxiety. It increases their quality of life, their self-compassion, oh, there's that word again, and positive emotions. All good. Number 10, mindfulness helps prisoners. Prisoners are less angry, they're less hostile, and they show less mood disorders. While their awareness of their emotions and thoughts are boosted and have become more prone to help with their rehabilitation and reintegration. That's pretty positive. It helps veterans. Symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder and as a result of war are more manageable. Now today we know that PTSD is not just as a result of war. People have PTSD from any number of traumatic events that have happened during their lifetime. Mindfulness helps fight obesity and eating disorders. Who put that in there? Okay, so mindful eating helps people eat healthier, lose weight, and savor their food. So why is it not easy being mindful? So there's many reasons why being mindful is difficult. Here are 5 main reasons. So number 1, you don't understand it. It isn't about being present and focused at all times. It's about gently paying attention to the present with curiosity and bringing back your mind when it is wandering. Now, obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously. For me, I may have a little bit of something called attention deficit disorder or something similar to that. My husband just laughed in the other room. That's not okay. Anyways, so to be mindful at all moments of the day, that is not going to happen. I'm just here to tell you. But if I can call to mind when something stressful has happened, to put into practice the mindfulness, that totally can happen. Okay, so you're not being curious. Stop thinking that reality is boring and getting curious about it. Why is your colleague acting a certain way? Thinking that way would make life easier for everyone. Instead of just getting annoyed or angry, start thinking about things like why. I dread this term, but I'm going to use it. Maybe if we got just a little bit more analytical, you know, asking the questions. Why are they so much more peaceful? Why are they so calm? Dig it out a little bit. Be a little bit curious. So you're exaggerating it. Mindfulness can be done anywhere. Before sending an email, breathing at the grocery store. You don't have to sit with your legs crossed and your arm to practice mindfulness. Thank goodness. My legs would never cross like that in 100 million years. But I can do it anywhere. I can do it sitting here talking to you. Mindfulness really does just engage your mind. I can exercise that really well. So you're not practicing at the right time. Paying attention to the present is something you need to practice when you're feeling good. Doing that will make it easier and more operative when you're under stress. Since our brains struggle learning and reacting when we're under a lot of pressure. So like anything, it requires some practice, but do it when everything is good. The time to attempt it is not when you're stressed to the max. That's not the first thing you're going to think about unless you're in the habit of practicing mindfulness. See, I see people like Claire and Rachel, and I want to pick on them because I know them a little. Claire, how much easier is it to practice something when you're at peace?
It's well, much. It's definitely
Right, because your mind's not already engaged, right?
yeah, but it's hard to stay there though, because we just have a fraction of a second, and then all of a sudden you get busy again.
You do, but the really great thing about mindfulness is it doesn't have to take hours. We can engage it in moments. And that's great for somebody with a mind like mine. Don't laugh, Mark. He's not laughing right now. I just thought that would be funny. Okay, so, and you're doing it alone. Mindfulness helps you swim away from mental habits. Thinking, worrying, predicting, regretting. In order to do this, books, classes, conversations with like-minded friends are helpful. Listen, you can practice mindfulness with your friends. You can practice it with your spouse. You can practice it with your dog if they'll let you. They probably won't let you, but. So make time for it. You need only time to practice mindfulness. A cushion, a mat, or any type of equipment is not required. You can do it sitting in your chair. I was going to do a rhyme, but it seems kind of silly. You can do it in a chair. You can do it in a chair. You can do it in the air. You can do it anywhere. You don't need anything special to practice mindfulness. All you need is to be willing. So pay attention to the present, to this moment, right now, without judging. Be non-judgmental. Note your judgments, but let them pass without affecting your peace. Wow. Are we judgmental? You bet your sweet bippy we are. Somebody's walking down the street. Oh my goodness, what have they done to their hair? You wouldn't catch me dead in hair like that. Oh my word. Do they really need tattoos up there? Do we need a hole the size of China in our ear? I don't think so. Oh my goodness, look at the size of her. She must eat everything inside. Oh, I bet they're anorexic. Look how skinny they are. We don't do that, do we?
No.
Yeah, all the time, every day. Only in the last 2 months when we haven't been able to go anywhere that we haven't done it. So refocus on the present moment. Mindfulness helps our mind refocus on the present moment. Be gentle with your wandering mind. Notice when your mind isn't focused on the present moment and bring it back. Listen to this word, I love it, gently. You don't have to beat yourself up. Just encourage yourself to go back. So accepting uncertainty. Our mind concentrates on the future and is powered by the past. So we usually feel emotionally distressed because it wants security and certainty. Accepting the present and being mindful is a way to manage those negative emotions. So 3 steps that can be used to reduce the need for certainty. Being aware of your thoughts and your feelings. Concentrate on your breath to refocus on the present and notice when you need certainty. Okay, we're all going to do a little exercise, just sitting right where you are. Okay, I want you to sit up straight. Now, before you do this, I want you to hear everything I'm saying, and then we're going to do it together. I want you to take in a deep breath. I want you to feel it in your belly. I want you to hold it for 5 seconds and then exhale. Okay, let's go. Okay, how did that feel?
Good.
Yeah, what happened to your shoulders?
Up.
When you took the deep breath, they went up. What happened when you took the breath down? When you exhaled?
Down.
Dropped.
Right, and how did they feel after that?
Good.
A lot
Relax.
looser, didn't they?
Less
Yeah.
10.
A lot less tense. It's amazing what one simple breath can do to our minds. Now, you can do it more than once, 2, 3 times. Please don't do it many more than that. You'll be hyperventilating, and then we'll all be in trouble. But a couple of times, it's going to change your entire focus. It's just going to release those thoughts in your mind. Okay? So letting go of wanting to fix this issue right now. You know what? Most of us can't fix anything. All those situations that come flying at us, we have to learn to deal with them. Oh, we can fix the stuff that happens directly to us, but the stuff that comes flying at us, there's not much we can do about that. So we just have to learn to breathe through the situation, to practice our mindfulness, to focus on something other than what's flying at us, other than to maybe move out of the way, and just focus. Okay? Being non-judgmental by analyzing our thoughts without trying to modify them or judging them, and refocus your attention on your present. So more accepting uncertainty. The be aware, so I'm seeking reassurance. I'm getting this agitated and restless feeling that comes with not knowing what will happen. I'm worried about things I can't be certain of, and I can't make decisions because I need to be sure of the outcome first. So don't respond. It's interesting to notice that in this situation, I have a need for certainty, predictability, a guarantee. This need is leading me to worry. So I'll just sit with these feelings a little while, observing and noticing them for a bit. Let go. How many of you know exactly what tomorrow holds? None of us. None of us. You know, for some people, that causes a tremendous amount of stress. we can choose to look at it as an opportunity to be surprised, an opportunity to be rewarded, an opportunity to grow. So we need to learn to let go. My need for certainty is unnecessary. Uncertainty is just a part of life. I'll just let my need for certainty go and accept uncertainty. As you breathe out, say under your breath, let go or accept. Be present focused. So I will bring my attention to the present. I'm noticing my breathing right now. When I inhale, I feel my belly rise. When I exhale, I can feel my belly fall. I feel a release as the air flows out of my lungs. I now notice my body sitting in this chair, how the seat supports my back, my bottom, the back of my legs, and deal with a wandering mind. My mind has wandered back to needing certainty. That's okay. I'll just bring my attention back to the present, back to noticing my breathing. So accepting uncertainty with apple. You know, they say an apple a day keeps a doctor away, just saying. The acronym APPLE is a good way to tolerate uncertainty. So A, aware, P, pause, P, pull back, L, let go, E, explore. So aware again, be aware of your need for certainty when you encounter it. Pause and breathe instead of reacting as you normally would. Pull back and remember that the need for certainty is unnecessary and unhelpful and you're just worrying. Let go of the need for certainty by not believing in everything you feel. Certainty is just a feeling or a thought, and those are not facts. So responding to them is not a necessity. And explore. Explore the present time, your breathing, your sensations, your surroundings, the sounds around you, and refocus your tasks. Now I saw a chat down there. Okay, gotcha. So why are you perceiving the situation this way? Well, we have a lens with distorted perception. So maybe it was a childhood experience. You were bullied or hurt by others, which led to core beliefs, meaning others will hurt me. The world is a dangerous place. I'm useless and I'm unlovable. I must try to please others so they will like me and won't hurt me, which leads to behavior. I become passive. I go along with others' want. I don't talk. I avoid eye contact. My emotions, I'm anxious, depressed, with low self-esteem. And my thoughts, I'm vulnerable. And that's dangerous. I'm going to get hurt. I'm useless and stupid. Nobody likes me. We also have situations or events. So we see situations and events as threatening and dangerous. And we interpret other words and reactions as critical thinking, which leads to behavior and emotions and thoughts. So our past really does color the way in which we view things today. Y'all with me?
Yep.
So exercise 1, mindful breathing. So I'm going to go back just a couple of slides and we're going to put into practice what they said, okay? This is where you guys all get excited. No, I think this is it. So in the be present focused, I'm going to practice my breathing, okay? When I inhale, I feel my belly rise. You feel your belly rise? When I exhale, I can feel my belly fall. I feel a release as the air flows out of my lungs. Do you notice how your body is sitting in the chair? How the seat supports your back, your bottom, the backs of your legs? I want you to do it again. I'm not going to walk you through it this time. I want you to do it on your own. Give me a thumbs up when you've completed. Perfect. Did you feel the seat supporting you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It puts you right in that moment, doesn't it? Okay, so probably none of you brought a raisin with you, and that's okay. But I want you to think about, you don't have to do a raisin. I don't like raisins. I would do a, what's the other thing? Even a dried blueberry or a dried cherry. I like those. I just don't like the raisins. But think about eating a raisin. Take the raisin and put it in your mouth. And don't worry, you can talk because your mouth won't be full. Tell me what that raisin feels like.
A dried raisin,
A dried raisin,
sugary, sticky.
sugary and sticky. Is it really chewy?
Yep.
Uh-huh. And it's a little rough on the tongue, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Tell me something else about the raisin. Feel it in your mouth. You almost feel like little seeds in it, don't you? Like little grit.
Yep.
Yep. And it's sweet.
It is sweet. And if everything we put in our mouth, we took time to think about that piece of food, that's practicing mindfulness. Now, obviously, we're not going to sit with a plate of supper and do that with every bite that we eat. But it's a good practice, especially something new that you're trying for the first time. What does this put me in mind of? What does it feel like? What is it? We have tons of sensations right in our mouth. Puts us directly in the moment. You ever eat something that's like, oh my goodness, so yummy? And it's like, and you can taste all the little nuances. And, oh, I think there's Worcestershire sauce in there. What is that? That, you ever do that? Yeah, that, you didn't know the name of it, but you know what that is? That's mindfulness. We have practiced mindfulness with not knowing what it is. So now we're putting a name to it, and we're going to be able to call on it and use it in other areas of our life. Sound like a plan?
The plan.
So some things to think about. Is it possible to be certain about everything in life? No, it isn't. Thank goodness. I like a good surprise. How is needing certainty in life helpful or unhelpful? You guys can take your mics off so you can talk.
Unhelpful.
Why is it unhelpful?
Because then you're constantly worrying
You are constantly worrying.
if you need certainty, because nothing's certain.
Nothing is certain, ever.
But you can also become quite paralyzed. If you need certainty, you'll never make decisions.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nice to have, let me say, a degree of certainty about certain things, but it can't control our lives. Do you tend to predict bad things will happen just because you are uncertain? Is that a reasonable thing to do? So what's the likelihood of positive or neutral outcomes? They say worrying or excessive worrying is worrying about 90% of the things that 10% happen. So we spend most of our time worrying about stuff that's never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. Just 10% maybe. Is worrying beneficial? No? Has worrying ever made anybody feel better? No.
I don't. Yes.
No. You know what it does? It makes you sick. Worrying makes you sick. No problem, Lynn. Worrying just makes us sick. It gives us high blood pressure. Worrying is not good for us. How likely is it that things you predict will happen? Is it possible to live with the small chance that something negative may happen, given that its likelihood is low? Yeah, I personally, and this is just me, and I know I am in the negative in this one, I refuse to worry. I am not a worrier. There's nothing that I can do that's going to change the outcome. So it is what it is, and I'll deal with it. It's all good. Everybody's different. Some people worry a little bit. Some people worry excessively. But everybody's different, right? But it's pretty normal to worry about a few things. The goal is not to let worry control our lives. Instead, we're going to practice mindfulness. Remember that breathing exercise? Can you do that sitting anywhere? Yeah. Can you do that sitting at your desk at work? Sure can. Can you do that standing in the lineup at the grocery store? Sure can. You can do it anywhere. Can you live with some uncertainties in life?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. We don't know that. We go to bed each night. Every day so far, I've woken up. It's an uncertainty I can live with. Oh, I keep clicking off my screen and then it won't click for me. So mindfulness at its finest. Okay, so we are going to attempt to watch a brief video. If not, Rachel, I'm going to send you this link and you'll send it to everybody else, okay?
Should work.
Oh my goodness, this is looking hopeful.
The only issue is if you're sharing a window and not your entire screen. Yeah.
There it is.
Can you guys hear that?
Can hear it, but I can't see it. If you go to share your screen again, just click on the YouTube instead of the presentation.
You're talking to me?
No, Natalie.
Okay.
Got it?
There it is. Cute.
I can't hear it. Am I supposed to hear something?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Hang
not.
on.
I'm not hearing anything on.
Okay.
Simply bring your awareness to what it feels like to breathe right now.
Going back to the beginning.
Allow yourself to get comfortable. You can be seated or you can lie down for this meditation. Take a few deep breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Allow yourself to let go of any stress you've been feeling. Let go of any tension in your shoulders. Let go of any tension in your jaw. Allowing your breath to return to normal. Simply bring your awareness to what it feels like to breathe right now. Notice the physical sensations of breathing. Wherever that physical sensation of breathing is the most vivid, place your awareness there. You might feel it most in the rise and fall of your abdomen. You might feel it most in your nostrils. Wherever that sensation is the clearest, simply place your focus right there. Experience the inhale. Experience the exhale. Experience the in-between. And each time that you notice that the momentum of your mind has drawn your awareness away from your breath, gently, non-judgmentally, place your attention back on your breath. You might find it helpful to say within your mind, inhale each time you inhale, and exhale each time you exhale. By silently saying these words, you draw your attention back to your breath.
Okay, so I wanted to draw your attention to that little clip. I am going to send the link to Rachel, and she will send it out to you all. It's 9 minutes. So I don't want you to all have to sit here with me for 9 minutes listening to that. But it is a wonderful practice for you to enjoy. And that concludes today's meeting on mindfulness. Do you all have any questions before we finish? I'm not seeing any questions.
No, this was good.
I have a comment.
Okay.
I guess I'm probably most like everyone else participating in this, very busy and always thinking of something else which needs to be needing attention. And this brings me back to the moment, which we should give ourselves regularly during a day. And most women are like that. We always think of the next thing to do, and oh my gosh, it feels good. Thank you.
I'm glad you
I
enjoyed.
agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope it's something that you can all use in your day-to-day life.
Is there any place we